This week we're in Lenoir, North Carolina.
And this is not a campground review.
We will be staying, although we are going to be doing a campground review.
Yeah.
We will be staying at Thousand Trails Green Mountain, so you can check out a short video on that here, a short review on that here, or watch our longer review where we actually just review the campground.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for all those dips and turns and, you know,
The twists and
sometimes
turns.
things may get a little close in places.
So close that they may be touching.
Yeah. It's touching.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, and that's not just the roads. That was our journey. Yep. And we're also gonna share some of the favorite places we found to eat, as well as hopefully a few fun activities.
Maybe some epic rainfall.
Oh yeah, definitely epic rainfall. Sorry, it took me a second to recognize what you meant. What? We're touching?
Barely. It already happened, so.
Touching what?
The rail, the bed rail. A few moments later. Let's go check the damage. We are going to tackle the repair of the trim after the touching incident and recover from the crazy amount of projects that we did, like the generator install, putting the pictures up. I haven't really talked about it, but there's a peplink antenna on the roof that I put in. You kind of saw it in the video. I also installed it in the compartment here, including hooking it up to the battery directly so that it doesn't have to be powered by the AC, and I don't have to turn the inverter on just to have internet, because you know it's important to be able to do our work from home stuff. So we got all that done and we got the rig packed out. Oh my gosh, that was a lot of work. Buckle up for this adventure because there are some high points. Hey guys, so we're checking out the damage that happened from our touching incident, and start off with the truck. Here it is. All right, here it's kind of hard to see, but there's a definite indentation there from where the truck touched the fifth wheel. Also, the trim underneath the fifth wheel got damaged. I'm going to show you it. Unfortunately, I didn't get a video of that before I fixed it. What I did to fix it though is pretty easy. I'm going to show you that right now. If you do need help, make sure you get it and get a qualified RV technician. Anything I do here is just advice. I'll tell you how I did it, but please seek professional help if you need it. We're gonna look at the trim. Here it is. So what happened was this piece here came off. This screw came out, I should say. It got pulled. You can kind of see it. There's a little bit rounded there, and it broke a little bit here. And then over here, you could see that this piece of molding got ripped in a couple of places here and then right here. So what I did to fix it is probably not terribly surprising, a Turnabond, or what in this case is What Bond. I'll put the link in the description. I'm not sure what the name of the product is, but basically it's a Turnabond. I put that underneath here to seal it up, and then I put a piece of a Turnabond here, and I put the screw in with a washer in it this time so that it would stay in there. Now, the important thing when doing repairs like this on molding and trim is when it's damaged, you need to look underneath it and see what the manufacturer did. Like, it would be very easy to think that you need to take this and put a ton of sealant underneath it, or RV sealant, RVA sealant, whatever you want to call it, and just like basically glue it back down again. But when you look at this and you examine what they did here, this is really just decorative molding. There is no sealant underneath there. It's not really for shedding water. Now this part up here probably is, and thankfully that wasn't damaged. But the part down here, including this and this, had no sealant originally. So it wasn't really meant to be 100% waterproof. It's probably most likely meant to shed water that's coming off of the trim up here. So keep that in mind when you're doing repairs like that. Examine it, see what it looked like before, and then put it back together in as close to the same way as you can get it, so that you don't add more problems, because you don't want water collecting in places it wasn't meant to collect. Because then you'll get rot out issues. Anybody who's had like a 65 Mustang who had the door panel filled full of junk knows what I'm talking about. That door panel will rust out faster. Really, it's any older cars like that. Keep that in mind. Just take a look at it, you know, go slow, get the right stuff, repair it the way it was originally supposed to be.
So what should we fix them?
Pancakes and bacon.
Yum! Outdoors.
That's right.
I swear anything that's cooked on the in the outside in the wide open tastes better.
It does.
Yum.
With a view.
Yeah. Hi. You like your patio? Hey, baby girl. You like your patio? Yeah. Can you people watch out here? Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, now for the installation of the snap pads. As you can see, I already have them on here, but I did want to talk about why it's important to have them. A lot of the videos you find out there don't necessarily tell you why you should have snap pads. They just put them on, and they don't really tell you why. So here's why you want to have these on here. If you do have a site that has like a bit of a dip, or in the unlikely event that you have like something pocket underneath the ground that sinks in, and then the pad ends up in a dip, and you don't have the blocks underneath the landing pad of the RV, what'll happen is you'll end up bending that landing pad, and then that's kind of unrecoverable. You just have to replace it. It gives you a larger footprint so that you can avoid things like that, and it strengthens the pad up a little bit. The other reason is the obvious one, which is to reduce vibrations transmitted from the ground to your RV or vice versa. But I would rather have them on there to make sure that I don't bend these landing pads. And that has literally nothing to do with Brinkley. It's just the way the manufacturer made them. They made a choice, you know, to put a little bit thinner metal in there, probably to save weight.
There we go. And
Now the projects are done, let's explore the RV park and see what amenities they have.
you going in. Yeah, very nice clubhouse.
Hey guys, we're headed out to Lenore now. We're going to go get us some delicious food, or at least we hope it to be delicious. We're trying the local eateries here. That's kind of one of our things that we like to do. See how they are, try the local cuisine. And I believe the place we're going right now, I don't remember the name of it, but Amy does, I'm sure.
Dos Amigos. We're headed to Mexican. Let's go. You have arrived. What did you get?
Dirty chai latte.
Oh, your regular.
Yeah.
How does it taste?
Tastes good.
I got the, what did I get? The log cabin special.
Log cabin special.
I'm gonna have to read the ingredients. I know it has, I don't know if I dare give you a sip.
That's got maple syrup. It's definitely got maple syrup in it.
It does in fact have maple syrup in it, as well as bacon bits.
Bacon bits. Wow.
And North Carolina special drizzle.
Take the next left onto US 64 East. Then use the second
I'm not
from
sure
the
what a
left lane
North
to
Carolina
turn right
drizzle
onto US
is,
64 East, Harper Avenue.
But it tastes good.
It does taste good. It has butter maple syrup in it. Espresso, milk.
At the light, use the second from the left lane to turn right onto US
It's got a
64
lot of
East,
stuff in it.
Harper Avenue.
It's good though. It's one of their specialty signature drinks, and it shows.
Dos Amigos, we'll totally add that to our places to go eat
Oh
in North Carolina.
Yeah, I was thinking we definitely wanted to include that in our review because we've been to some places already. We haven't been here that long, but we've been to several places to eat, and this is the first one that I would actually recommend.
And come back to ourselves.
Yeah, and price-wise too, not shabby. For 2 adults, 2 meals, and 2 sodas.
$26 without a tip.
Yeah, I mean, in today's market, that's pretty dang cheap. So, and it was more food than we could eat. Plus they gave you free chips and the salsa. 4 different dips well, 2 salsas technically, and like a ranch dip and then like a bean dip. But still.
There's a mango habanero dip too.
Oh my gosh, that was my favorite. It was really good. So, out of the places that we've eaten so far, Dos Amigos definitely making the top of the list. Hey, I'm gonna run to the restroom and then we'll head out on our hike.
Okay.
Mike! We don't have any water.
How's that?
Come look.
We're in the campground. We're not dry camping.
No water. Must be.
That's not good.
Must be something wrong with the campground water. Can you go check? We are going out in search of one of these trails that they have at this campground. Supposedly 7 miles of trails.
Oh, not the one we're going on.
No, not the one we're going on. This is just a lunch break trail, and so we wanted something that was easy or moderate, which was actually kind of hard to find, even though they have, oh, look at these butterflies. Squirrel! Butterfly! So anyway,
Some more?
Oh yeah. You can see them. They're so pretty. There were 7 trails, and most of them said strenuous. Given the fact that we've walked around this campground quite a bit already, and I'm not exactly sure what they qualify as strenuous, we opted for the easy one first. Because, yeah. So this is easy mode. This is the waterfall trail, and we just found it. So it is marked, which is nice, from the road. It's the waterfall trail. It's supposed to be how long?
I think it said 0.55, so half a mile round trip.
Half mile one way.
Pretty sure it said round trip.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So
well,
quarter mile one way?
So it might be shorter than I expected. We're already going up a decent hill. I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know that I'd call this easy. So we'll see. On this episode of Why Didn't I Think About That? We've had rain. We've talked about the rain we've had. Gully washers, right? I mean, hours upon hours of rain. And I decided this was a good hike to do in my tennis shoes. What was I thinking? I should have worn my hiking boots. Am I not putting down the phone?
I probably would.
Okay, I'll put down the phone.
So I think I found the water problem. There's a significant break in the water line here.
Rah!
Rah.
So as far as the accuracy of their distance, we think they're fairly spot on. I got about a 0.6 round trip, and you got
0.64.
yeah, and you did a couple double takes on those bare feet on the trail. And I don't mean raw.
No, not raw. Like human bare feet.
Sasquatch.
Really small Sasquatch.
Maybe he just has little feet. You don't know. Don't judge.
I would call him Littlefoot as opposed to Bigfoot.
Oh, that's true. I guess his nickname is Bigfoot.
Or maybe it's a young Bigfoot.
Maybe it's ironic. Maybe he really had little feet all along.
That's true.
Anyway, the trail was fairly accurate as far as distance goes, and it was enjoyable, mostly shaded. I'm not sure if they're judging the difficulty of the trail just based off of length. Maybe that's what they mean by easy versus strenuous. But I'm kind of interested now in seeing what one of their strenuous hikes look like.
Yeah, me too. I think it's gonna be flat with like a little tiny twig in there, and it's just based on the light.
Yeah, I mean it could just be completely, because the other ones we've looked at so far look pretty flat. This one was definitely much more of a grade.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride.
Alright, so do you know where we're headed?
Vaguely. I think we're gonna go get some kind of a trinket.
Oof. This road is no joke. Oof. We're going to the spa. I'm dragging him to the spa with me. We're doing a salt cave treatment. They're only like well, I shouldn't say they're only. I've only ever seen like a few of these throughout the country. And there happens to be one just a few miles down the road. I've always wanted to try this, so we're headed there for a private room spa treatment. It's a private room salt cave for 45 minutes. I've heard really good things about this. Are you excited? Nervous? Undecided?
Undecided. That's it.
Okay.
I'm going with undecided.
Undecided. That's fair. I'll let you guys know once we get out of this campground with the bumpy roads.
Reach out to the sky. I found my way.
This camera. Tell the people what you got.
We are staying at Green Mountain in
Lenore, North Carolina, and it's 1,000 Trails because we are 1,000 Trails members, and this allows us an opportunity to stay here for free.
And it's definitely in a holler.
It is. It's a in Appalachians. If you've got two ridges and there's a long valley in between, and it's tucked back into the mountain, it's a holler. So it's definitely in a holler. We want to share the pros and the cons of our week with you. Let's start with the negative, and then we'll go to the positive.
So one of the negative things I found about this campground was that it is in a holler, and that means that when it's overcast, your voices, your bike alarms, don't ask me how I know that, carry really far.
Noise amplifies quite a bit.
So that was one of my cons. So Amy, what was one of yours?
I think the biggest con for me was getting into the campground. It was not my favorite experience when I'm already worrying about leaving as we're trying to navigate into our campsite. I know this is probably not a place we're going to want to come back again.
Well, I mean, when you have to repair the molding on the front of your rig because you touched
What?
on your brand new Brinkley,
What?
it doesn't really give you warm and fuzzies about coming back to this place. Now,
You know, I read reviews and a couple people said, oh, I don't think people understand they're going to the mountains. I understand mountains. Spoiler alert, I was raised in the Appalachians, so I'm used to mountains. But when you say that you accept rigs that are 60 feet long, I expect for you to be capable of accepting rigs that are 60 feet long. And when you have turns that go down and turn at the same time while going back up on the other side, or you have a hill where you're trying to go up and turn.
it was a pretty scary grade. You can watch our campground review on this place if it's released at this.
Yeah, if you want to see the full campground review, we will put the link here or
once it's released.
Here. Yeah, once it's released. So for a few things that we liked about the campground.
So one of the things that I really liked about the campground is it's in the woods and it is in the mountains and it's really pretty here. It's just really a nice place to be, and that's what makes it very unfortunate about the fact that it is so dang hard to get into.
Right. As far as the beauty goes, it is beautiful. It is on a mountain. You are surrounded by really tall trees, which is lovely.
With a creek running by.
And that's one of the things I really liked, and I wanted to make sure I mentioned was that it is so quiet. You hear nature. You hear the creek. You hear crickets. You hear, just like the birds and everything. And it's just it's a nice campground. They've got a beautiful set of ponds. You can walk down there. And I love the fact that they have a swing by the pond. We actually sat and enjoyed the swing for quite some time and watched a lot of the fish that are in the pond, like chasing each other around and stuff. And it's a catch and release pond as well if you like to fish.
Hey guys, this week we did the small upgrade of the snap pads. Next week, however, is when we're going to do the big upgrade when we get to Tennessee.
If we make it to Tennessee, you mean. You know it's bad when we pull up to the camp spot and all I can think of is, are we going to make it back out of here again? So if you haven't already, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out, and subscriptions are free. Plus, you get to follow us on this adventure and see if we make it to Tennessee.
A new place, a new home. For a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride.